You remember when every single movie announcement sounded like this? Marvel just announced Phase. I'm not sure. I kind of lost count. Or DC is rebooting the reboot of the reboot.
You don't say!
For the past 15 years, superheroes and comics have completely dominated. If someone found a comic book in a dusty basement, there's a solid chance it got a movie deal. But lately, something's changed. Welcome to the Game Adaptation Newscast. Today I'm finally going to address the new renaissance of game adaptations. It was inevitable that I was gonna make a video like this one day, as there's lots out there already, as we are about or already in the middle of a new renaissance. Big budget blockbuster superhero movies are starting to go the way of the dodo bird, and now Hollywood is turning to video game adaptations.
Oh, I'll get that up.
If you end up enjoying this video, let me know by liking and subscribing and hitting that little notification bell to be updated on my latest videos.
Get your special sock out, nerds. This gonna get good.
Blockbuster MCU, DCU movies aren't as huge as they once were. Perfect example, Supergirl, which just bombed pretty hard at the box office. So the biggest conversations and Hollywood aren't just about capes anymore. They're about controllers. Video game adaptations have quietly become the hottest property in town. And honestly, it makes perfect sense.
Now what? Open the fucking door!
Before anyone starts sharpening their Wolverine claws, let's just be clear. Superhero movies aren't disappearing. I'm not saying that. The upcoming Spider-Man could potentially be the biggest blockbuster of the summer and the year. As tired as I even am of superhero movies, I always look forward to the next Spider-Man because Spidey's my guy.
I got homework.
But Superman, which came out last summer, was god-awful. But the Batman, which came out in 2022, I thought was a great movie. So it's kind of hit and miss these comic book movies. You can either be really good or just god-awful.
Hiya, champ. How was school today?
And whenever Marvel needs attention, they can always bring back somebody who died 3 movies ago. Death has become less of a plot point and more of a paid vacation. But the days of every superhero movie automatically becoming a billion-dollar event, studios are looking for the next franchise that can keep audiences coming back for the next decade. And they finally found one. Video games.
I was born yesterday.
Just think about what's happened over the past few years. The Last of Us in 2023 wasn't just a good adaptation. It became one of HBO's biggest shows. Now, Fallout arrived in 2024 on Prime and pulled off the impossible. It made lifelong Fallout fans like me happy, which is considerably harder than surviving the wasteland. And then a Minecraft movie came out, put up and made a mountain of money despite months of internet skepticism. Super Mario Bros. Movie made $1 billion in the box office in 2023. The people laughed at these trailers, but then bought tickets anyways. So Hollywood noticed very quickly. Netflix is developing Gears of War, Assassin's Creed, and the Gears of War animated. Amazon has God of War in development. There's a live-action Legend of Zelda movie on the way. The new Street Fighter is coming out later this year. The Resident Evil reboot from Zach Krager is BioShock adaptation is still alive. There's a Mass Effect series in development. That's before we even get to other things like Ghost of Tsushima, Helldivers, or the dozens of other projects quietly moving through Hollywood. The Batman 2 writer, Matt Tomlinson, has gotten way more offers to do game adaptations now than it used to be. But the funny part is, Hollywood spent decades insisting video games couldn't be good movies. Anyone remember Super Mario Bros. Movie? Or the Street Fighter movie? And someone finally asked a radical question, but what if we actually played the game first before we made it into a movie? That's a crazy concept. For years, studios would keep changing everything, different characters, different stories, different tone. Sometimes they changed so much, you started wondering if they just accidentally adapted the wrong game, but just called it that anyways. But now they're finally realizing the fans showed up because they liked the original games. And who would have guessed? Having showrunners that truly love the games really helps as well. Craig Mazin, who showrun on The Last of Us, loves the game series, and he put that love into the show, as well as Jonathan Nolan, who is a huge fan of the Fallout games. His love for that series is shown on the screen, as well as being able to finally get the go-ahead from Todd Howard, who is the godfather of Elder Scrolls and Bethesda, who own the Fallout IPs.
Ass jerky don't make itself.
And the economics make a lot of sense too. A successful video game doesn't just come with a recognizable title. It comes with millions of people who already care. Just think about Minecraft or Super Mario. The world is already built, the characters established, the lore overflowing. It's like buying a restaurant where people are already lined up outside, waiting to get in. You still have to make the good food though. But at least this time people know where the front door is. The superhero movies are dealing with something they haven't really faced before: audience fatigue. For years, superhero movies felt like events. Superhero movies were the movies that would only ever personally go to the theater anymore. But now they have to convince people they're worth leaving the house for, not just because people suddenly hate superheroes, because audiences are becoming pickier. If every movie promises the fate of the universe, eventually the universe starts feeling surprisingly expendable. Sometimes people should just want to watch a guy wander a radioactive wasteland arguing with a cowboy ghoul. There's another reason games are winning. The stories have gotten better. Modern games aren't just excuses to shoot zombies anymore. Titles like The Last of Us, Red Dead Redemption 2, God of War, Cyberpunk 2027, and Ghost of Tsushima tell stories that rival prestige television. Hollywood isn't adapting games because they're running out of ideas. They're adapting games because the ideas are already there. Some of the best writers in entertainment have been working in games for years. So Hollywood is finally catching up. But of course, not every adaptation is going to work. Some will be amazing. Some will be educational. The internet will spend 6 months arguing about the casting. Someone will complain the armor is the wrong shade of gray. Someone else will complain a tree is in the wrong place, as tradition demands.
Another!
I honestly think we're watching a big shift in Hollywood. Comic books own the last 15 years. Video games might own the next 15. Not because one replaces the other, but audiences have changed. The kids who grew up reading comics are adults now. The kids who grew up playing Halo, Fallout, God of War, Resident Evil, and Legend of Zelda, they're adults now too. And they're ready to see the worlds they grew up with brought to life. Hollywood finally figured out there's a lot of money sitting inside a game library. Who knew? Well, what do you think? Are adaptations finally becoming Hollywood's next blockbuster area? Are game adaptations becoming Hollywood's next big blockbuster era? Or do superhero movies still have plenty of life left in them? Let me know down below. And if you enjoy keeping up with the biggest news and game adaptations, hit that like, subscribe, and ring the bell. Because around here, we keep one foot in Hollywood and the other on the respawn point. I'll see you on the next one. Keep gaming.